and they tell me what the constraint is. And what's kind of funny is a lot of times the constraint that they think is the constraint, by the end of our session, it's actually not the constraint that's holding them back. Now, the meetings at the office, when I brought clients in, I had a certain idea of how I wanted things to go as far as how I was going to go about the meetings and blah, blah. It's crazy. I decided, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and go with this format that I've seen work over and over again. And I said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and do just 3 questions that we're going to go kind of work through. I don't say that up front. I just kind of like I start and say, okay, all right, guys, what's top line, right? And they'll say, well, what do you mean top line? Top line meaning like how much revenue per month, right, that you're making. Great. Some will say 5, some will say 2.5, some will say, 10, you know what I mean? Like it'll range. But what I actually find is it's actually lower than you might expect. And then I say, okay, what's bottom line? Bottom line meaning after all costs are accounted for. And so usually you have to do a little bit of math. Like, okay, I got the subscription here. I got paying for this office thing here. I'm doing this, whatever. I'm paying, like most times people aren't, at least in the bootstrap phase, they haven't hired an employee yet. So usually the payroll's not specifically on there, but sometimes it is. Then from there, I ask them, okay, what's your biggest constraint? And again, this is not my own formula. I've adopted this. I learned about this from Alex Hormozi. Check out his content, man. His content's exceptional if you want to learn a lot more about your business and how to kind of be strategic. Then I asked about, what's the constraint? And they tell me what the constraint is. And what's kind of funny is a lot of times the constraint that they think is the constraint, by the end of our session, it's actually not the constraint that's holding them back. And so we work through and go through all the numbers and like figure out what their pricing is, how many how many people are in the door, churn, all the different things, right? That kind of bottle up to this constraint, because we're looking to figure out how can we unlock the next step for you. How can we get you to the point where you feel like you're getting to the next level?